Hello everybody, this is Alessandra. Welcome to my home, welcome to my kitchen. Take a look at the table. All these beautiful ingredients. We are making cannoli alla Siciliana. Sicilian cannoli with the ricotta filling. That's absolutely delicious. Let's get started with the ingredients. 2 cups of flour, 3 tablespoons of shortening, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 egg white, and here I have 1 white and 2 yolks, a pinch of salt, a pinch of cinnamon, a 1/4 cup of Marsala wine. If you don't want to use any alcohol, go ahead and add a 1/4 cup of apple juice, grape juice, cherry juice, but make sure you add the 1 teaspoon of white vinegar because that's what's going to give the crunchiness on the cannoli. Now, let's move right over to the cream that goes inside the cannoli. Okay, first thing that's super important, make sure you drain your ricotta cheese. This is the 15-ounce container. I've added in the fridge. Look at all the water that comes out. If you don't do that, you're gonna have a very runny, just falls apart. It's, you know, especially once you add the sugar. So 15 ounces of whole milk ricotta that's been drained at least 24 hours, 1 cup of powdered sugar, and then I have here a 1/4 cup of the small chocolate chips. I also have some pistachios just to decorate the tips. Now, first thing we're gonna do is get the dough made. I have a food processor. I find that it's the best way to get the dough started. So I'm gonna put the dry ingredients. So the flour, the sugar, the salt, the cinnamon, and then the next step is going to be, wait, I wanna give it a couple pulses first, and then we'll add the shortening. Get it all combined. The cinnamon is what's gonna give it a little bit that darker look on the cannoli shell. Let's add the shortening, and now what we want to achieve is a little bit of a crumbly dough. So let's go ahead and pulse it. Okay. Now let's go ahead and add the Marsala wine in. And here it is, the 2 yolks and the 1 white. Let's get it in. Okay, stop, let me get it mixing again. And you'll see that the dough is going to form. Just keep pulsing until it forms a lovely dough, and then we'll finish working it on the counter. You see the way it looks crumbly? Don't worry, that's exactly the way it needs to be because we'll finish working it on the counter. So let's just move it to on the work surface and make a lovely dough. Okay, the dough, let's get it all together and start working it until it's smooth. E come dico sempre, fa la faccia. It needs to be pretty. If it's a pretty dough, it's going to be a delicious dough. So just keep working it. We'll see. You'll see the little holes inside, and we know that it's ready. Been working, I'm gonna say about 3 minutes. Let's take a look inside. I want you to see it, how soft and beautiful it is. I'm gonna cut it right down the middle. You see all those little holes? That tells me that the dough is ready. Okay, now let's combine it again. Let's get it wrapped in a plastic wrap and let it sit and we get the cream ready, okay? This process is really easy. Okay, so we're just gonna add the ricotta, and what I like to do is start whipping it a little bit. Get it nice and creamy and smooth. There it goes. And then slowly you can start adding the sugar a little bit at a time. You could also add a little bit of vanilla and a little bit of cinnamon. Actually, I'm gonna add just a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla and just a little drop of cinnamon. Let me get that. Okay, just a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla and a pinch of cinnamon. Just a pinch, really. and continue beating it until it's nice and light. I would say 3-4 minutes. You don't need to do such high speed, but as you do that, continue adding the powdered sugar. Look how beautiful and thick it is, and that's all due because of the draining. If you don't drain the ricotta, once you add the sugar melts, and that little bit of water that's in the ricotta is gonna create even more water, and then you'll have a running cream. Look how thick it is. Isn't that wonderful? Now, I'm not gonna add all of them, so I have here a quarter of a cup. I'm gonna add it in, and I'm gonna keep some to decorate the tip of the cannoli. Now, I'm not gonna mix it with the mixer, but just fold in the chocolate chips. Okay, now let's cover this, leave it in the fridge because it is cheese, you don't want to leave it outside, and let's get the cannoli fried. All right, let's get the cannolis made. It's been resting, it's nice and soft. Let's get it done. Now, let's talk about I'm going to use a circle. It's 2.5 inch. If you don't have these cookie cutters, you could use a cup or a can, anything that's going to give you a good circle. A good circle that we're going to make into an oval, but I'll show you that in a second. And here I have the cannoli. These are small cannolis. These are the little tubes that I've purchased on Amazon. You know what? I'll leave the link below. They're very easily purchased online. Okay, so let's get the dough ready. It fries really quickly. I have about 2.5 cups of frying oil, vegetable canola, sunflower in a deep, small pot because it needs to be deep fried. So that's already on the stove warming up. Let's get the shells made. I'm going to cut the dough in 3 pieces. Okay, just like that. Let's get this middle one. It's the larger one. And did you notice I did not need any flour on the work surface? It's a nice non-stick dough. Just to see the thickness of it, okay? Because you don't want it super, super thin yet because we're gonna work it again once we make the circles. So let's start with the circles. Now we have the circle. What you want to do now, you want to make an oval. So you see, so now you're again making the dough thinner. Okay, let me get the egg wash right here. So you're gonna put, you see the cannoli tube inside, and then you're going to fold it over. All right, and then right here, we're going to add the egg wash. And the egg wash is gonna act like a glue. So there it goes. Okay, see that? Just fold it over and stick it together. Now, I suggest making them first and then frying them all together. So that's important to purchase quite a few of these. So again, let's roll it out into an oval. Cross. Put the shell on it. Get the egg wash right on it. And on this side, and just close the flap over like this. Just close it over. And here you go. You have the next cannoli. There it goes. Simple. On 350, and let's get them fried. They fry quickly, so come and take a look. So I'm going to go ahead and add it. There it goes. See that? See how quick? Of course, don't overcrowd them, otherwise the temperature goes down. Take a look already at the first one. Look at that. See that? Just one more minute. One more minute, actually, just a couple more seconds, and I'm going to take it out. There it goes. And as you take one out, I like to add one in, so like that the frying goes. I don't need the thermometer anymore. Let's move that out. And here's the next cannoli. Is this exciting or what? So one out, one in. Look how fast it goes. I want to show you. You see, you want all these bubbles. That's when you know that the cannoli dough is perfect. We do this while they're still hot. Look at this. See, they slide right off. And there you go. You have the perfect little cannoli cannoli shell. And for large cannoli rounds, I'm going to be using, I used a almost 4 inches circle. Again, you're going to make it into an oval. And then you just place the cannoli tube underneath it. Just fold it over. Add a little bit of the egg wash. Just fold it over again like this. And here they are. See? Okay, I want to show you. This is a perfect large one. Now, also, if you don't use the egg wash and really stick it together, this is what's going to happen. It's going to open up and the roll comes out, and the cannoli, you can use it as a cannoli chip, but not as a cannoli for stuffing. Make sure they're nice and cold. Only fill them right when you're going to eat them, because what happens, the moisture from the ricotta cheese is going to wet the dough and make it mushy. So then you don't have a crunchy cannoli. So I just used a little star tip, okay? Make sure it's not too large, otherwise the chocolate chips, there were mini chocolate chips, is not gonna go through the tip. But let's fill one up. So just come closer, I'm gonna show you, just like this. This is really easy to do. Make sure you get it all the way inside. So you have that. There you go. There's our first cannoli. Wow, they're all so beautiful. I don't know which one to pick. There's our second one. If you don't have a star tip, don't worry. What you could do is just use either a Ziploc bag or just a piping bag just to fill them up. But I always keep a couple, the piping tips, even regular boxed cake plus frosting, you put a little bit, you put it on a tip, it takes it to a different level. When things look good, they even taste better. So here it is, all filled. Now I'm going to show you. So what I'm going to do is just dip some of the chocolate chips on both sides. And the ones I'm not going to do with the chocolate chips, I'm going to just, I crushed the pistachios, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay, there it goes. Let me continue on and make it all look very pretty. Little pot of sugar makes everything look beautiful. Also, please subscribe, hit the bell button. A lot of recipes coming up. So excited for pastiera, casatiello, tortano, pizza chiena. All these recipes are coming up on the channel. Thank you. I'm gonna have the one with the pistachio because that's how I added when I was in Sicily years ago. So, ecco qua. I want you to hear the crunch. Oh. Say goodbye. Thank you for watching. Alla prossima, arrivederci. Ciao ciao. Please make these delicious recipes.